This is Curious Brainfarts.
Why, hello, Louise.
Well, Paul, how lovely to see you.
Nice to see you too. Oh, what a lovely sunny day it is today.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Absolutely splendid.
Yes, delightful.
Well, I think there's... Oh, sorry. Hello?
Good morning.
I say, good jolly morning. Who the hell are you?
Well, I'm Alex.
Hey, Alex.
Hi.
Marvellous. What brings you here?
Well, I was just happened to be passing. I thought I'd just drop in and see how you guys are doing. Good morning, Lou.
Good day to you. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Very well. How are you?
Good. Yes, I'm splendid. Thank you very much.
Well, this is a
Good.
bit of a turn up for the books.
We've never had a
No.
third
No.
party.
Third wheel.
A third.
Awkward.
Never had a threesome.
There's a first time for everything, Lou.
All right. Out of the comfort zone. Let's
A
go.
bit- Let's go. Ooh. It's a game for all the family. Which is nice. Yeah, incredible. I was going to say something and now it's just completely gone out of my head because Alex has turned up. It's amazing to see you.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be here. See where all the magic happens.
Yes, well, and you can't reveal how the magic happens because it's incredible.
No, I wouldn't want to reveal. That's a state secret.
It is punishable by death.
So Alex is, I'm just going to set this up for everyone because they might not realise, like, can I just randomly turn up? Anyone might realise. Well, here's the thing. Alex is one of the people who's listened to the pod for a long time. He's a regular listener. He sends us emails. He's...
Yes, because Alex, one
In
of
the
Alex's
vibe.
emails was disruptors, I seem to remember.
Yes.
It was, indeed.
Yes.
So the voice behind the mysterious email.
Yes. And so we've invited Alex to come along and we're going to do this little mini series. And he's not the only person, by the way. So, you know, we're just experimenting with having some of our listeners onto the pod.
It's very
see-
exciting.
See Wagwan.
Very exciting indeed.
Agreed.
Yeah. Love a little bit of triad farting,
Right.
cerebral pumping.
Well,
Yeah.
it's an honour to be the first of the triad.
Well, amazing.
First of many, I suspect.
Well, let's hope so. Otherwise, it'd be a bit shit, wouldn't it?
You have to put a rating on the podcast now, don't you?
Yes, I do. I've got to stick the E on. Fuck's
Yeah.
sake. Right now, make use of it. If we put an E rating on, fucking use it.
All right, Sweary Mary from Donaldson's Dairy.
Yeah, well, we've like broken the seal, so we might as well, which is nice.
Now,
What?
I'm just wondering whether you got the RTG in for a service or whether I was supposed to do it.
That's a good question. Hold on a minute. I think yes, but right. That's a very good point.
Right. Have we messed up here? It's embarrassing, Paul.
No.
Because Alex...
Yeah.
I hope,
You know what I
I hope
mean?
it's working because I'm not sure if I was looking forward to meeting you both or the RTG. I think the RTG might just have it, if I'm honest.
Well, to be fair, like I'll show you it in a minute.
Yeah.
Like the engineering prowess,
Yeah.
it's just like there's more tubes and whizzy bits and there's even valves on there. You know, like glowing valves in vintage guitar amps.
Yeah.
There's that. I don't know why they're there. They bloody well are.
Maybe it's decorative.
You've also got to watch out for the whirligig bit because
What's that?
that'll have your finger off.
All right.
I mean, the RPMs on that is just something else. You've got to be really careful.
So how are we going to do this then?
Well, I tell you what. Have you got any keys on you?
No.
Oh, hold on. I found them. That's right. Right. I'm just... Bear with me just a second. I'm just going to start it up.
Okay.
Oh, she done off purr.
Don't she purr,
Oh,
though.
don't she purr.
It's a monster.
She's a beast.
She is.
Yeah. I mean, just listen to her go.
Off she pops.
Oh, yeah.
You just might want to hold on to her because she's making her way across the floor.
Have you turned the printer on?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Excellent. Well, let's see what happens. Because
Let Alex push the button though.
right. Okay.
He's not seen it before.
No. Okay. So if you could do the honours and press start on the the one. It's the big green button.
Oh, the big green button.
Random theme generator. Random theme generator.
Well, and we do have a winner.
Roger that.
The dot matrix has spat out something quite incredible. In fact, it's done like a little punch card thing.
Oh, nice.
Do you know what I mean? So there's like it's not braille. It's just like you've put a bit of paper through a sewing machine.
How do you read that then?
Well, because you just got all the holes in it.
Right.
Anyway, it did it surprisingly quickly, and the theme, as nominated by the RTG, is money.
Money.
You got any?
Not on me.
Well, you might want to change that pronto. Money. Lou, are you
I'm on it.
have you?
Please hold.
Are you?
Okay. So here we go. This is off of Oxford.
Right.
A current medium of exchange in the form of coins and banknotes. I counted the money before putting it in my wallet. It's really shit.
They're
Sums
so
of
imaginative,
money,
I tell you.
sums of money, the assets, property, resources owned by someone or something, and that is wealth rather than money. So
Right.
it's, if you include assets rather than cash, it's wealth. Money is a commodity accepted by general consent as a medium of economic exchange. There we have it.
There we go.
Well, I'm riveted by that.
I'm going to put the history of money in as well, because I'm sure you guys have many facts at your fingertips about the history of money.
Well, I wasn't so much thinking about the history of money. However, if we're going to go down that road, then absolutely we can lean into it. And Alex was just mentioning only the other day, I saw him on the socials, he was commenting quite a lot about the history of money. And there was that really interesting thing that you were talking about with the Singaporean dollar and, why they went plastic.
Yeah, it was fascinating, but it's gone clean out of my head.
Nice work.
I tell you what, that Oxford Dictionary definition, that's going to have to change in years to come, isn't it?
Right.
Because the first part of it is not going to mean anything to the youth of today.
No, unless
Coins
we're
and
exchanging
notes.
Bitcoin.
Yes.
It won't mean a thing, will it?
No, it won't. No, it won't.
Because then you get down the whole cash debate, and there's certain demographics of people who are really into cash and preserving the use of cash and stuff like this. And there's small businesses who don't, struggle to take on cash because there's the issue of banking it. There's, I've got to transfer it from here to there. And so now with the likes of these payment things that you can have even now on your phone, so you don't actually even need a third-party device anymore. You can have an app installed on your phone that will allow you to receive card payments. So it's so much easier.
Wow, didn't know that.
Yes, really, really cool. You just need something like a SumUp or an iZettle account and things like, other providers are available. And you install the app on your phone because all the tech is already on your phone.
Well, I remember years ago walking through the underground, 3-4 years ago, and they had a Zettel, or the buskers.
Yeah.
You could literally tap a donation, and he had a fixed amount. You just tap, and it's £2 or whatever it is. So that's changed. But I also remember hearing something somewhere about people spending money. And it went something along the lines of...
Can you spare the details?
Well,
You heard something somewhere? Whoa.
well, the thing that I
Stop
remember
press.
was if you have cash and you want to buy something
Yeah.
or just spend money, you're far more aware of how much you've got if it's
Yeah.
a physical form.
Yes.
And you like to hold on to it. It's more intrinsic. It feels more valuable. So you don't, you're more careful. Then the card came along and that was fairly easy. And now you've got the phone, where you tap and people seem to spend more money because it's easy. And it's just, you don't notice it coming out of your bank account. Well, you do at the end of the month.
Yes.
But at the time you're spending it, you don't so much.
Yeah.
So I think people spend more easily than perhaps they used to.
And the people who are big advocates of cash, they are, what is behind that? Well, for quite a lot of people, it's the fact that if all transactions are digital, where's that data going? Big data, analytics, etc. Everything you do is trackable. Everything you buy, everything you own, every single thing. If everything is digitally done, someone somewhere knows everything about you. So that's really, without wanting to yoit down the avenue of conspiracy theories, it's just saying, if I transact with cash, then that is an anonymous way of buying something.
And that was the whole idea of loyalty cards as well. So the quid pro quo is that they get free customer data, and as a result they'll give you like a £2 voucher for whatever it is. So these loyalty cards have done exactly that, and then that's moved into open banking. So with open banking standards now, it's even easier for you to connect third-party things to your bank account without it having access to your account. It's just looking at your transactions.
Yeah.
Which has lots of, there's pros and cons to it, like with spending money on boring things like insurance and shit like that does my head in. Wouldn't it be great, which I believe there are services that could monitor the thing I'm spending, the amounts of money I'm spending on stuff like my phone, insurance, broadband, these really boring things, and it can present new deals to me and say, actually, I could save you this much per month, even looking at credit cards and stuff like that.
Well, cashback became a thing, didn't it, on credit cards?
Yeah.
Or loyalty points on credit cards. So you'd spend, I don't know, £10,000 a year and get £100 back. And people were thinking, oh, this is great, I get cash back. But when you actually analyse it, it's a tiny, tiny, tiny amount. And, you think most of the time, is it really worth it?
The thing that's just popped into my head is our relationship to money. Money is the root of all evil. Money is dirty. Money is...
Can I just qualify that statement, money is the root of all evil, because isn't it, we paraphrase it to that, but actually it's the love of money is the root of all evil. The love of money above all else is the root of all evil.
And it's interesting that it has been paraphrased to money is the root of all evil. And it's gross to have loads of money, and it's also gross to not have any money. It's also could be for some people, well, I get by, I struggle by, so it's a badge of honour, that I find it fascinating, that hoarding, there's never enough. I was talking to someone the other day who's feeling very wobbly about the geopolitical situation, and they actually feel the need to hoard some assets to try and cushion themselves. I find it fascinating.
Well, if the banking system were to crash in a cataclysmic way, I would personally have no money. So I haven't got any cash. I remember, back in the 70s and 80s, helping a friend. His grandmother passed away. So we went down to Brighton and helped sort the house out. And underneath the mattress were thousands of pounds in £5 and £10.
Amazing.
And that was her idea of saving.
Yes.
She didn't trust the banks, so she literally had it under her bed.
Yes.
I thought I didn't realise that was the thing, but it was. But she had cash. So if you're trying to store money now, how do you do it? presumably you'd have to go and take some cash out and then stash it somewhere, I guess.
But it's interesting that money is given resonance, emotional things are attached to money, stories. There's some kind of nobility in, that song Common People by Pulp.
Yeah.
It's about, there's some kind of nobility in being poor and some kind of negative connotation in being rich. We don't necessarily look at the super rich with a positive lens. It's in the UK, it's entitlement and it's family money and it's the landed gentry, or it's some flash git with, so we talk in archetypes and tropes and cliches, and limiting beliefs come in and family stories about money come in. So it's a really complex area. It's far, far more than just exchanging my time for money. It's far, far deeper than that. And so I think our relationship with money is fascinating. And we will, in the same way that we've got how can we have a relationship to a thing? What's that about? But recently I've started doing an exchange of skill. So I got a tattoo recently, and the person, we did a swap. Mm-hmm. So the person did my tattoo and I gave them some coaching. They had a coaching session with me and I got a tattoo. Beautiful. So I think I see more and more of that coming in, people swapping their skill and effort.
And is that how, before money became a thing, is that how society developed?
Exactly that.
Well, yeah.
Some people have
I've got some sheep.
I've got some sheep. You've got some chickens. Let's trade.
Yep.
Exactly that. Bartering and trading.
And there will be a value in
one sheep is worth 20 chickens.
Yeah.
Or I can then take the wool from your sheep and create something out of it.
Yeah.
So, and there was still an economy, there was still value, there was still currency, if you like. It just wasn't money. And even when there was money, people didn't have very much money. So that...
it was actual silver and gold, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know when the coin was developed, but there were obviously Roman society. There were Roman coins. There was Saxon Anglo-Saxon coins, weren't there?
So the World Wide Interweb is telling me that the oldest known coin minting site was in China at 640 BC.
Wow.
It's a long time ago.
It is a long time ago. And so it's not surprising that over the years, our attachment, identification, our sense of value towards money has grown exponentially, particularly because money is a necessary evil is another one. That's what I was trying to think of.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you can't eat for free. You can't pay your electricity for free. You can't do this for free and that for free. It's
no, that's right.
You need the money. So it's kind of interesting that the more money we have, the more comfortable we can be.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe there's some aspects of money like that.
Yeah, I think it's what do you choose to spend your money on? There's money that you need to survive, as you say, shelter, warmth, food. So they're all a given. You have to have a certain amount and then beyond that, it's choice. What do you spend your money on? Do you spend it on others? Do you spend it on yourself? And what form does that take? And everyone's going to have vastly different opinions on that.
Totally. What were you about to say, Lou?
Well, it's driven then by your... This is where money links into your own story, your own way of looking at the world. And I think fundamentally is your relationship with money one of scarcity? Question. In other words, it's a dog eat dog world, kill or be killed, survival of the fittest. Is it like that? In other words, you're grasping at it and trying to get more of it, or is it one of well, you hear people talk about this abundance. Money is energy. Money is an exchange, an energetic exchange. If you want to look at it that way, then there's more than enough to go around. And so you give some away, that's fine, because more will come. So it's more of a trust thing rather than a scarcity grasping thing. And I know I'm setting it up in a binary way, and actually we probably yoit up and down that spectrum. But that's where I think money is a necessity, as you say, Alex. But it's also about our perception of that and whether we feel okay about the fact that we don't know how we're going to pay the mortgage next month or not. Some people feel fine with that and some people don't.
Yeah.
And some people have the means to earn more money within their own framework.
Yeah.
By which I mean that I've been in a sales role since graduation, so I've always been in that kind of role.
Right.
And a lot of that is receiving commission or bonuses on sales. So up to a point, you're the master of your own destiny.
Yeah.
Because if you want to earn more money, then you need to sell more product or sell the right type of product that earns you more money. But I remember years ago being incentivized to sell a product that I didn't think was a good product.
Right.
So I didn't do it. So I made a decision not to earn as much money because I knew that the product wasn't right for the client.
Right.
And the manufacturer knew that as well. That's why they were incentivizing it. So I think a lot of that does happen. There's a lot of mis-selling because people are incentivized to earn more money, whether that product or service is right for the end user or not.
Right.
Which again comes back to that identification, attachment, value of money in itself, which is kind of a bit, well, it is what it is. And it's interesting you bring up sales because there's I've heard it so many times, the salespeople are coin operated. Well, okay. And there is also skill and an art and whatever else to it. And yes, as a result, there is a lot of money involved. And also the idea that money changes people. You win the lottery and suddenly your life falls apart because you now receive thousands of begging letters every day in the post, of tormented people, or I don't know, it fractures your family in some way. And it's like, wow, what? I wonder why that is.
I don't remember ever hearing a story of a lottery winner where it's all roses.
No, same.
I think, as you say, there's always an element of this was supposed to be a great thing, but it's turned out to be not a disaster. Well, maybe it is a disaster.
Yeah, maybe.
It's negatively affected their lives.
Yes, it's not been all like rainbows and unicorns.
No,
there's been some struggle and upheaval associated. And if you think about something like that, like winning a big payout like that, it's a massive change and upheaval to your life in a way. So it's like instant growth because you've gone from whatever your earnings are to having millions. And there is an expectation around what you do. Well, you need a wealth manager now. Well, what's a wealth manager? Right, we're also going to need to talk about PR. You should probably have an agent to look after. In fact, having a family office will be something really good for you in order to keep things further. And you're like, what are you talking about? It feels all of a sudden like parts of your life are no longer in your control. So, yeah, I find it fascinating. And also, I'm not sure if we spoke about this before on one of our other episodes, how wealth is always associated directly with money and therefore success. And it's like, so money equals success, is that right? And that is a major narrative. Just look at, we did an episode on education, which Alex remembers very well.
Indeed, yeah.
Indeed, yeah. He can recite it word for word. And how, that's pumping people out to fulfill a certain role to contribute to society and therefore be earning money and doing jobs that need doing and so on and so forth. And it's just, I had a point and now I've lost it. So amazing.
Governments take some fiscal responsibility for population, don't they? Insofar as, do you remember when they thought it was a good idea to contract out of the state pension? Contract out of SERPs.
Yes.
So they came up with this idea that you no longer contribute. You can have your own private pension scheme, and then they backtracked on that, and the state's pensions back. I think that's right. The state pensions back in again, but the ideology behind that, I think, was good. The government saying that you do need to think about retirement. You do need to plan. Money needs to happen once you stop earning.
Yes.
Because we're all in the mindset that we go out and work. Those that are lucky enough to work and enjoy what they do, fantastic. But the vast majority, I suspect, go out to earn money to pay the bills and go on holiday or whatever else they do. But then I don't know how many people actually think, well, how much money do I need when I no longer have the ability to work? And, that's another aspect that I don't think many people think about. They might not have access to that information or financial advisors or whatever.
Yeah, maybe not. I just think that, it's just really worth being curious about our relationship with money, and what that actually is, because it is deeper than just the transaction.
100%.
Way deeper. It goes all the way in. And, like in our family, money was just enough to get by. Just enough to get by. Now, you can only transform your own experience with money when you realise that no matter how much money you've got, you are in the mindset of, I've got just enough to get by. And so you cap it subconsciously. It's all subconscious until you bring it conscious, and then you can say, okay, this is not the kind of relationship I actually want to have. In fact, for me personally, I didn't realise that was a relationship I had with money until I started to inquire. So I think it's just a really rich, ironically, but not financially necessarily, thing to explore.
Amazing. Well, that's been rather lovely. I'm going to go to the bank and count my money.
Do it.
Won't take long.
No.
I'm going to go to the bank and take out loads of cash.
Yes, excellent. We're all going to pop round Alex's house in a couple of weeks and help him change the bed linen. Well, this has been lovely. Well, I guess we ought to pop off then, really?
Yes.
Yes.
Where are you popping to?
Well, the bank. Obviously.
Well, good luck finding a branch. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. Oh, my God. New topic. Let's not go there. Alex, thanks so much for joining us.
Yes, Alex.
Pleasure.
Super Gertlash.
Nice to be here.
We'll see you soon.
Indeed.
Ciao for now.
Bye.
Curious Brainfarts.